Alright, April 20th, we're expecting a big rainstorm tomorrow, and just want to see what the garden looks like. Into the blueberries, and they're flowering up pretty good. A lot of oat straw around. Taking a different loop here. See where the Jerusalem artichokes are coming up. They're a very highly invasive species, and if you don't watch out, they'll take over your whole garden. All the blueberries seem to be doing well. I'm going to have to get them covered pretty soon. The bees are on them. They seem to be free of pests. I did spray them once, just when the warm weather came earlier in the year and they started to bud a little bit. And the inchworm seemed not to be on them, so we'll see. Getting this area ready for butternut squash. Put a little temporary fence in to be able to block it from going that way. A couple more blueberries. People don't like dandelions, but I don't understand why. They're nice, bright yellow. You know? I guess green's the color people like. Onions are doing well. Let's see what they look like in a couple of months. Still only the end of April. Got a big common mullein over there against the wall, and a couple more of them over here, just past the lighthouse. There they are. There's one. There's the other in amongst my blueberries, but I'll adjust it so they don't interfere with each other. The Shasta daisies coming up strong. Got a little corn patch here. It's actually done a second planting. First planting I did really early just for see if it would work. It really didn't, so we'll see what the second one does. Raspberries coming up. Weeded them all out. It's just about high noon here in Rockland, Massachusetts, April 20th, 2012. Potatoes are starting to come up. I think I have at least 5 different brands this year, including the Russian bananas, and try to provide little places to walk through the garden. Got a few broccoli plants along the wall here. Just put them in yesterday. Excuse me. See how they work out. Another one of my composting bins. Just fill up an old lousy, rotten, broken bottom trash barrel, plastic, and remove the bottom completely and stick it in a hole as deep as you want to dig and fill it up with weeds. And it takes a couple of years to fill one up, even with as many weeds as I got. And it makes a whole bucket full of soil. Then you either dig it out, or you pull the other bucket up out of the ground and move it somewhere else. Either way, it's a good way to get rid of your weeds, and a great way to make some new soil for your garden. More potatoes. Got my butterfly bush. Came out early this year a little bit. Got a little touched up by the freezing weather, but it seems to have rebounded. It's another composting pit. There's the beehive. Just hanging around right now, letting it age outside. to get it ready for stocking with bees in a couple of weeks. Just made the extension to the wall today. Instead of taking a left to the bird feeder, the bird bath post, I straightened it out all the way across. Dumped a couple of ton of rock out of it, left only the big boys, and looks a little neater. Not much vegetables in this area, mostly it's my hummingbird section, a lot of bee balm, a lot of different flowers they like. I want to make sure my hummingbirds keep around. Russet potatoes and Pontiac reds. We'll see what the stack looks like after the rains. Expecting a couple inches of rain, I guess. At least that's what we're hoping for. Some more household potatoes that were in the bins. A probably mixed group of Maine potatoes, Nordlands, and probably a few Pontiacs in there. Rhubarb. Tiger lilies galore. This is my bee drinking station. I don't know if they found it yet. They must be drinking somewhere. But looking over there, we can zoom in on the things in the mirror. The mirrors are funny. They confuse the birds and things sometimes, but for the most part, I like them. This is where I'm hoping to grow some extra pumpkins and area out here. This is my area I cleared. I call it the demilitarized zone between the rabbits and my garden. They don't seem to want to cross it because it's a lot of wide open space, and I get a couple of big hawks that live in the area, and slow-footed rabbits don't last too long with them around. Yeah, I moved some Bells of St. Lily, or Lily of the Valley, I guess it is, out here a few years ago, and they're another invasive species that'll just keep spreading and spreading and spreading till you stop them. But I don't mind down here because this is this is the flower section where the bees and the butterflies come, and I tracked them all to the garden. A few chives hidden in amongst there. Plenty of time to get out here and be a gardener this year. And I'm using it to the fullest. Cleaned out this whole section. Gonna put a bunch of flowers in there. And it's nice to have a screen for the bees in the summertime so they don't get too hot around the noontime hour. So what we're going to do is I planted pole beans, Kentucky Wonders, along the fence here. And they're going to grow up, and then when they get to the top of the fence, I'll make a little trellis that goes up and over that you can just screw in for a couple of weeks for the summer and then take it down. And that'll provide a more than adequate screen for the bees in the afternoon when the hot sun will be on them. Sort of kid-proof the bees. They seem to be doing well. When the sun comes out, boys, they get hot. Okay. They're zipping around pretty good. Alright, another one of my big mirrors that you can look into another mirror, and they should step around so they can. Yep. High sky. Light, the big wonder of the universe. I got my vole living down the hole here. I don't know if you can see it, there it is. He's probably going to suck up all this corn. Maybe he'll stay out of the garage for the summer so I don't have to hunt him down. Can't have rodents. Here we come into the flower garden. Bee balm's growing tall. Here's another hive we're letting out here. Here's my coffee I was looking for. Luckily I drank it all, I guess. Another one of them mirrors. I put the board in front of the mirror so that the robin wouldn't fight himself when he walked by in the morning, but he jumped right up on the piece of wood and did battle with himself anyway. Pretty funny. And we got some early blossoms, these yellow ones. I'm not quite sure what they are. So we got Queen Anne's lace, and we got Johnny jump ups, and purple clover, yellow and red tea roses. But the sage plant that we grew up on the porch last year, it survived the winter, and I planted it out here, and we'll see what it does. Make a little spot for it. Bee balm, red and blue. Like this part of the yard, I guess, because everything's growing pretty good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, looking good. Everything's looking good. Jerusalem artichokes, they're a good tasting root, but boy, I'll tell you, they're invasive. You better be careful of them, otherwise they'll take over the world. Here they come out on this side of the wall. But I know the cure. All right. See you in another month or so.